Hello, everyone. Welcome to this session. Today we're going through the new features of Jet Reports. I'm very happy over here to have together with us at some point we have Insight Software, which is actually the mother company which is developing Jet Reports along with a number of other tools which are truly essentials within the reporting area. We say reporting. However, it is not just about like getting numbers out of nowhere, but actually it is into the idea is of transforming the huge amount of data, especially for us business-centric users that we have in our system, to transform it into more meaningful information out of which we can then base our information. So it's truly a pleasure to have Insight Software together with us. Today we'll just go quickly through the agenda, because we have quite a lot of stuff to cover. So we are in Insight Software already gone through it. So we're very happy to have them here, but more importantly, to have our presenters that you will soon get to get to know very soon. We will refresh our minds for those of you who have been struggling to understand what is Jet Reports. I'm based upon our experience, all of you are using it, but for the few ones who have not yet started, let's refresh our memory of what is Jet Reports all about, why we need Jet Reports, why the classic business-centered reporting is not enough any longer. Following that, we will be looking into the future. So it is like opening a window on what is to come in the very near future. We might add that this is an option which is not available to everyone. So we will understand this as we go along as well. Then we move away from theory and straight into practice. So we will have live demos. And following that, I'm hoping that you will have loads of queries, loads of questions, loads of curiosities out of what we have actually seen in the demos, so that we actually get the Insight Software team to reply back to us. So without further ado, let's move on to actually have an understanding of who is our team. As you can see, we are quite a varied team. So there's myself, Stephen, but there's also Dominique, as well as Mario. So let's move away from the pictures, and Dominique and Mario, can you kindly introduce yourselves, please?
Sure. Hello, everybody, and thank you so much, Stephen, for the great introduction. So I'm the channel account manager here at Insight Software. So I look after the partnership between Insight Software and OnPoint. And I also deal with a lot of the commercial side. And I'll be taking you through some really important slides today on who we are and where Jet Reports sits at the moment and all the great new features. So thank you. And over to Mario.
All right. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for your time. And welcome to this webinar with OnPoint about Jet Reports. I'm a solutions engineer based in Spain, taking care of Jet Reports and Jet Analytics. I'm eager to show you the new features of Jet Reports. Over to you, Stephen. Or Dominic.
Actually, Dominique, perfect. The floor is yours.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So we're going to move on to who is Insight Software. Just in case any of you customers or anyone watching here doesn't have an understanding of who we are, you only know about Jet Reports. So we'll just quickly dive into this just so you have a better understanding. So we are the premier provider of connected solutions for the Office of the CFO. So you can see here on this slide, the common focus wheel has the Office of the CFO as the priority. So that is surrounded by our finance, accounting, and operations applications. Plus, it's strengthened by a unique data layer. So there are 5 areas that we want to improve and support companies with. But overall, the end goal is to make better use of the data that they have. So people use us because they have a lot of data and we have the capabilities to streamline all of those processes. And some of the challenges that we do see with certain data platforms is most companies lack the ability to self-serve, and it can be really hard to use as well, and time consuming, plus difficulty trusting the key data. So all of our solutions help to resolve all of these issues. So we're here to amplify businesses' Microsoft data with purpose-built solutions that work alongside Microsoft ERPs and BI solutions. So Microsoft Run Enterprise has tools through Microsoft in Financial Management, HCM, CRM, Supply Chain Management, Enterprise Performance Management, and Business Intelligence. So Insight Software has software that complements Microsoft solutions, speeding up processes and boosting that productivity in areas of focus, such as operational reporting, custom financial reporting, business intelligence, budgeting and planning, plus automated currency exchange. And then we connect all of that with the Insight Software platform and our open business data fabric, providing one sign-on for all Insight Software applications and the connections to many ERPs. And this is underscored by built-in business logic. Cool, right, moving on. So we're going to cover the future of financial reporting powered by Jet Reports. So here's what makes the Report Center different compared to the old platform. There is no server to maintain, no infrastructure to manage. Everything is run in the cloud. Your reports are accessible from anywhere within an internet connection, and we handle all of the security, backups, and the updates. So for those organizations that want to reduce IT overhead and enable remote working, this completely changes how the financial reporting gets done. So the Report Center is where the automation happens. So think of this as your report command center in the cloud. So you set up your reports to run automatically on whatever schedule you need, and they get delivered to the right people without you having to lift a finger. So it handles all the security and permissions automatically, and it even integrates with Power BI if you do need those dashboards. So there's no more manual distribution and no more chasing down who has access to what. So this is one of our partners, CDS, and this is a great example of a partner-led success story with Jet Report Center. So CDS is a UK partner, and they help their customer MAD Group move from outdated on-prem reporting tools to a fully cloud-native solution using Report Center. So the switch eliminated that legacy on-prem limitations, which gave MAD Group users real-time self-serve access to the reports that they needed. So what once required IT support and manual processes is now streamlined, is flexible, and it is built to scale. So this is a strong example how partners can lead meaningful transformations and deliver lasting value with Jet Report Center. So for those teams using Power BI, we can create a direct pipeline between your Jet Reports data and the Power BI dashboards. So your finance team can keep working in Excel where they're comfortable, and while that same clean, structured data flows automatically into Power BI for visualizations. So no exports, no delays, no manual data transfers, just one unified workspace for all your reporting needs. And additionally, you can view your Power BI reports and dashboards natively in the Report Center. And this is a slide here of the Power BI integration dashboard images. And I'm going to hand over to Mario now, who is going to give a Power BI integration demo on this. So over to you, Mario.
All right, I'm presenting my screen. And let's start by looking at Report Center, right? Specifically, the Power BI integration, one of the main features that most of our customers were asking us to achieve, right? To not only cover reporting with your reports, but also dashboarding, right? So let me go ahead and open up Report Center. And as a user, obviously there is security behind the scenes. Not anybody can access Report Center. Keep in mind that we implement the own ERP security even within Report Center. At a first glance, what you will see is the home page where you will see all your reports, your favorite reports, the report schedules. Remember that we can not only schedule reports with the Excel desktop add-in, but also within Report Center. So everything is going to be cloud, right? So in terms of, I'll show you how we can upload a report, refresh a report, but let's focus now on the Power BI integration. With Power BI, what we provide is a unique access to all your dashboarding within the Report Center experience, right? So not only that, you can have all your dashboards, but what you can achieve is that existing JET reports can become a data source for your dashboarding. Right? Let me show you a quick overview of how we can achieve that through what we call business views, right? So let me quickly go to a simple report, very simple report, customer list, where the key here is that there is a name range created. I created this name range called data that basically stores all the data range, right? If a new customer is being created, this data range is going to expand, right? So remember that the variable or name range data stores this information. So let's go ahead quickly and upload this to the report center. In order to do that, allow me to change the settings so that I can have report center. So within my sentence location, this is for my demo environment. I have multiple options. So this report is gonna, become a report in report center. So I can upload this report, and the workbook must be saved. So go ahead and save it. All right, we get this window just like we Jet Hub, the old Jet Hub for on-prem infrastructures. We can give it a name, a data source, a company. We can store it in a specific folder within Report Center or give it a description. So I click on Upload, and remember it contains that name range called data. So now let's go ahead and jump to Report Center from within any web browser, right, or any device. It is a responsive design. We can see that we have upload our report called Business View. From here, obviously, you can run the report, you can filter the report. For this particular example, there are no filter or report options. So we are running the report before creating this report as a business view, right? We can obviously open up the report in Excel Online. There it is. I'll show you in a little bit about our add-in for general line, but for now, what I'm going to do is to create this as a business view. Once I've run the report, I can create it as a business view, and here is the link. That name range called data. This stores the information. So I'm going to say to store this name range so that we can create that business view. So let's publish that business view. Okay, we have successfully published that business view, and here is where we can, once I click it, we can select all our filters, all our fields, all the sorting, the specific filters, static or dynamic. And once we have that information, obviously, here we have all the fields selected. We can use cache to improve performance. And then There are some global settings in regards to this business view. And once we have the business view, what we can do is then fetch this information to a specific Power BI dashboard. So now within our cloud offering, or your existing Jet reports can become data sources for Power BI dashboards. All right, over to you, Dominic.
Thank you so much, Mario. That was a great demo. Right, so I'm just going to go back to share the rest of my slides. Just bear with, guys. We are live. Okay. Just bear with me 1 second. Okay, it's just loading, and we are. 1 second. So sorry about this. I don't know why it's gone back to the beginning. Okay. Perfect. Right, we're back in business. Sorry about that. Okay, so we're going to move on to Jet Reports Excel Online. So with this, your team can now run Jet Reports directly through their browser using Excel Online. So there's no desktop installation needed with this. So whether someone's traveling or working from home, or they just prefer the cloud, they can get full Jet Reports functionality, including formulas and drill downs. So all they need to do is just log into Excel Online, open your report, and you're working with live data immediately. Okay, so Mario, it's over to you again to share the Excel Online.
All right. All right. Thank you,
Mario,
Dominic. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Mario, if I can stop you 1 minute, just because I'm very aware of this is a very common complaint. So sorry for going out of our plan, but
No problem.
well, we're Mediterranean, so we love doing it. So this is a very important feature for all the ones, which
Yes.
I can tell you is everyone complaining that Jet reports literally take over their laptop, literally. So let's imagine a typical case scenario. You're at month end, you're pressed on time, you would like to go home, but you still have a lot to do. You're running your reports, and you have a heavy Jet report going on. A lot of times, people end up sort of getting stuck because there are a couple of Jet reports which they need to run and so on and so forth. Moving this online, it's not just about being online. Dominique correctly mentioned the beauty of it being available when you're traveling. But apart from the ones who are travel savvy, there are the other ones, many of us, I'm afraid, who have tight deadlines, a lot of reports to run, a lot of data, a lot of checks, and not enough laptops, practically. So moving this online will actually handle all of this. This has been an ongoing issue for many of you. Like we have been complaining about it, like, discussing it and so on. And unfortunately, the options were very limited. And this is a viable option. So like having this online is truly a game changer beyond the nice features and beyond like the novelties. Just this alone will make a very big tangible impact while we're at our worst, at our month-end period. So,
I
sorry,
totally,
Mario, back
totally,
to you.
totally agree with you, Stephen. I've been designing reports for the past 20 years, and I totally agree with you. I mean, for now, and up until now, we were forced to use Excel desktop to design reports. And there's a limitation there, right? There is a limitation not only in the number of laptops, but quickly accessing your designs and continue that design on the go. I mean, it is a total breakthrough, if you ask me, and it is really powerful to be able to move this add-in that live within Excel desktop version now to Excel Online. That allows our designers to continue improving those reports and designing on the go and being able to schedule those on just using Excel Online. And it is great. I totally agree with you. So, like I said, basically, your reports, Excel add-in, right? That they uses desktop version, only desktop version. So here comes another drawback that our customers are asking us. Hey, I'm using a Mac. Uh, I cannot design reports because Excel format does not contain the Jet reports adding, right? So now with Excel Online, any OS, any device can access the possibility to design reports on the go, like I said. So let's take a quick look about it. Remember, we have these four formulas, being the NL formula, the most important one by far. All of you know that. For now, if we move to Excel Online, I have Gen Online, right? So, what are you able to do with Excel Online, with Gen Online, better said, um, right now? Right now. So, if you quickly need to install the add-in, right, you can go to your audience marketplace, and if you search for Jet, you will find Jet Reports Excel Online. Here I am in a demo environment where I have Jet Online for this staging environment, where you can what can you do? You can check your user profile. There might be different environments where you want to work. You can access the design of the report. Obviously, you can run the report. You can even drill down onto the report, either with the data grid or opening up the web client. You can configure you can check your report status. You can configure your report options, that is the filters. Obviously, you can access Report Center from within Excel Online, upload a particular report to Report Center. You can even start creating mm, reports using our function wizard, for example. And as of today, only the NL formula is available, right? I will repeat, it's the most powerful of the formulas, right? In the near future, we will have all functionality of the reports within Excel Online. So this is big news, okay? Keep that in mind. Um, Obviously, what you can also do is schedule the reports, like I will show you later, and basically design on a web browser, allowing you to design on the go, like I said. All right, over to you, Dominic.
Mario,
Yeah, go ahead, Stephen.
sorry, I haven't understood. Report status. What is it about?
Well, it's gonna tell you in this particular way, in this particular one report, there's no status, but it's gonna tell you all the schedules about this report, refreshes, version history. But for this particular one, I have no status, right?
Very good.
Okay.
Okay.
Hi, sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Perfect. All right. So moving on to the Jet Reports AI Assist, Lineos. So we've built the AI assistants that actually understand finance work. So the first one we have here is Doc Assist, and that answers your questions about how to use the products without leaving Excel. So Data Assist automatically spots trends and anomalies in your numbers. So it's like having an extra set of expert eyes on your data. So Reports Assist helps you to build new reports. It understands what you're trying to create, and it's doing the heavy lifting for you. So if you are on the Jet Reports Center platform, you will have Jet Reports Assist free throughout the rest of the year up until December the 31st. So the AI assist already understands plain English requests, it handles table joins, and it returns row level data from your dynamic system. So coming up soon, it will handle grouping and it will summarize SUM and count, return aggravated data, and it understands even more natural language queries. So I guess this means less time figuring out formulas and more time analyzing what your data actually tells you. So we're going to move over to Mario, who's going to show you how the Reports Assist works.
All right, let's take a look at our AI features, those three components. Doc Assist, basically a quick access to our documentation, our user guides, our video tutorials. Data Assist will provide you with insights and details and summaries of the data. And Report Assist is going to be able to create reports just by using natural language. So let's take a quick look about that. Let me open up Linux. In this particular case, I have to change the data source. So yeah, hold on, allow me to refresh. I've been using with this particular report. Here it is. Here it is. I have Linux in this report that I will be using to show you those three components. So first, Doc Assist, quick access to our user documentation. So imagine that I am a brand new employee at a company. I haven't received any Jet Reports training whatsoever. I belong to the finance and accounting department, and I have Jet Reports, but once again, I have no training, nothing at all. So let me start by, asking Duck Assist that, for example, I need, a finance report containing account balances, budget figures filtered by global dimension one, and posting date. That's the request that I'm getting from my CFO, and I need this done by yesterday, right? So I asked Duck Assist, it's gonna, with that natural language, it's gonna interpret my requests, and it's gonna tell me how to achieve that in different ways. It's going to tell me, hey, you can use the GL formula to start designing this report. You can use fast financials, which is one of our our wizards, right? That it's going to allow me to quickly design that report. It's going to give me a step-by-step guide to use fast financials. It's a quick access to a chart of accounts, which you can select group of accounts, drag and drop it into Excel, and it's going to create all the filters necessary to have a proper um, um, accounting report. It's gonna even give me access to our documentation with how-to videos and everything. So without any training, I can start using all the Jet Reports features uh, in a matter of seconds. Okay, Doc Assist really good for those users that they just don't know all the features of Jet Reports. Now let's talk about Data Assist. This is really good because it's going to allow us to, once we have our report, we can, select the pieces of the report and ask Linux about this information. So for example, I can right click this information that I just selected, and there's this option that allows me to pass these cells onto Linux for some insights. So as you can see, it's on Data Assist, as it's analyzing those 54 cells, and it's going to give me really good insights about the information. Uh, this is really good for presentations, right? When you have to turn the report data into a presentation with proper wording, right? So, for example, the summary at first is going to tell me, hey, the revenue increased by 4.4 million year over year, outpacing cost growth, resulting in a margin improvement of these expenses rose by that. I mean, it's a really good summary, but I can keep on asking, hey, I need more details, for example. So I can say, hey, give me more details. So it's going to really go down the data and give you piece by piece detailed data analysis about the revenue, the cost, margin, expenses, net profit, and insight, sometimes tendencies and next steps in order to improve the company situation, right? So really good data assist for, like I said, presentations and turning report in information report data into words. Okay, let's talk about report assist. Okay, I'm gonna click on report assist. Hold on, let me close here. Go to a completely new worksheet. Hold on, let me close the other one. Here it is. Let me close it. I'm going to save it. Let me open up Linux in this one. Okay, what can we do with report assist? Like I said, with natural language, we are going to be able to start designing reports. Let me give you an example. I have some prompts ready for this presentation. So I can say something like, hey, show me sales invoices, including invoice number, amount, posting date, and customer name. So without needing to know the data structure, Report Assist is going to know the tables and the table joins to show me this information, right? And it's going to design the report and run the report. We can then evolve that report, including more fields, giving some format, or even specifying the filters. It's creating the report and it's running the report with the information that I needed. Always with the dynamics security, right? So it's telling me a summary of what it's done. Let's imagine that I need to evolve this report. My viewers are asking for country code. Hey, could you please add the country code? Please add the customer country, for example. With natural language, I don't need to know that the field is called country region code. There it is. Well, it's going to run automatically the report. Now we have the country code. What else can we do? Not everything has to be a table. We can create a report on a different format. So, for example, let me pass this prompt. So something like, hey, report on vendors with name and addresses and entry any dollar fields, balance due in bold, addresses in italics, format any dollar field as a currency. I believe that for this database, I have vendor information. Right, no, it didn't find any information. It's going to tell you what the data it finds depending on your data source. Important to mention that for in order for report assist to work, the data source has to undergo a process by which Linux determines the data structure. This would be the process for any cloud data source. Okay, so basically a really powerful way of without any training and with natural language obtain the report that you need. Okay, over to you, Dominic.
Thanks, Mario. Okay, I just have a couple more slides to share and then we will finish. And Mario, have you got time to share on the next slide regarding Fabric? Just checking we have enough time.
Yeah, totally. I believe it is a good feature
Thanks.
for those of you who are using Microsoft Fabric. I will show you how we can use Jet reports to connect to that data.
Fantastic. Is my screen back on? Can you see?
Nope.
Okay, 1 second. Sorry, everybody, having a few technical issues.
That confirms that we're live, don't worry.
Yeah, going live is always fun. So sorry, everybody. And what about
No.
now?
Yep.
Yes.
Fantastic. Okay, so this one's great for those of you who are using Microsoft Fabric as your data platform. So Jet Reports connects directly into it. So this means that you can handle massive amounts of data, millions of rows, without the usual Excel limitations. So this means your team will get self-service access to all that Fabric data through familiar Excel formulas. So no technical expertise is required. So Mario, it's going to go back over to you to cover this one. Thank you.
All right. Let's take a look at this last feature. For those of you that are using Fabric as a data platform, but here I have access to a workspace where we have a data lake, basically an SQL endpoint. We're looking at a table, HR analytics, that contains, this data, and I want to be able to report on this data using Jet reports. So from within Fabric, the easiest way to create the connection is to go to the settings, and here we will have the SQL endpoint. The only thing that we need to do is copy this endpoint. It is copied. Let me go to Jet reports, and let's create a connection. So I'm going to go to settings, data source settings. I have multiple connections. Let me create a new one. I'm going to call it Fabric, for example. The data source type has to be universal. Okay, this is outside Dynamics. This is a universal connector. So I select universal, and as soon as I click add, the next step is to configure the data source. Right? So in the connection, we will have access to all our drivers, all EDB, and so on. And the one that we're going to be using is EDB for SQL. 19. Okay, so I click next. If I'm not mistaken, this is the one that I should use. 19. And I will check in that that's the right one. Okay, hold on. Let me click next. Yeah, data source. No, this is not the one. This is not the one. Sorry.
In the meantime, Mario.
Oh, this one. This is the one. Sorry, I wasn't looking at the right one. So I click next. That's the one that I was looking for. Paste that endpoint. Now the security, it's gonna be MFA. Okay. Now specify my username, which is my email address. And then maybe it's gonna ask me for the authentication. No, I authenticated right before the webinar. So I'm going to select the database. That's the connection. Successful. And we are connected. So from here, I can obviously now use any of our formulas and wizards to access the information. Let me quickly show you through the browser how we can connect to that Fabric data source and start, designing any report from that particular table that I showed you before. So let me jump from BC Cloud to Fabric. Here it is. Now it's going to show me the tables and the fields. The name of the table was HR Analytics, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, there it is. And here we can, just the usual. For example, I want the employee ID. I want the department. Okay. Checking the information, the security. the first time that we establish a connection, it takes a little bit, but from that point on, it's just a matter of dragging and dropping. Age, for example, and education. Some fields we can run the report. And when it connects to Fabric, you can have access to all your SQL endpoints, no problem. So, quick way of showing you how we can establish a connection to Fabric. All right, over to you, Dominic, or Stephen for Q&A. I believe is the next slide.
Thanks, Mario. Yeah, over to Stephen for the next one.
Very good. So, excellent. All right. I was waiting for this nice slide. So I have already got a number of queries to ask. However, before that, does anyone have any questions? So please do create a post. You have the top bar. You can actually write your question or just message any one of us. I'm sure you have contacts from one of our team. So any questions, any queries? Otherwise, I will be simply voicing the questions that I get asked like on a daily basis. So, okay.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, can anybody?
Hello. Okay, this is Habib, one of our team. Yes, Habib.
All right, thank you. So I wanted to clarify something, Dominic. So regarding connecting to Power BI, so is it possible for you to design your own template or make amendment on the report exactly the way you want? And can you write some DAX formulas also? Is that possible?
Okay, I
I
believe
would
the
probably
question
direct
is
that to
to
Mario.
Mario.
Yes, that is possible. Once you have the business view, you can jump onto Power BI and use that business view to design any dashboard using the Power BI desktop or even online, and use any DAX statement.
Yeah, so literally we can move the report to Power BI. That's perfect.
Sure.
All right.
Yep, you can.
Right. Thank you. So a quick one
Yep.
again. The Fabric. So Jet Report connecting to Fabric. I'm certain we need to have access to Fabric license, right?
Yes, you do.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yep.
I'll be. Thanks.
Very good. Thanks, Habib. Someone else? Okay, there doesn't seem to be any further questions, at least so far. So you're not off the hook yet, Mario. Okay, so first of all, just I wanted to point out that we have actually managed to get to see live the way that you can also connect to other sources. I'm aware that this has been questioned a number of times in the past, so very happy to actually see this working. And obviously, connecting to Microsoft Fabric is a very important aspect because it is an area where we're seeing more growth, more interest, and therefore definitely something which is good to see. Okay, we have a query from Linus. Do we need to have an Insight software account in order to access the Power BI reports? So the question, I believe, is we have someone who doesn't have a Jet Reports license, right? However, we have created the view. Can anyone having access to Power BI actually get to see the data?
As long as they have access to the platform and report center, yes.
I didn't understand personally. So
in order to access the Power BI data and Power BI dashboards, you need access to the platform and report center.
Yes.
That means that you are licensed. If that happens, you can access the Power BI data.
Yes. So the answer is no, right? So if we don't have access to...
Right. Yeah, that is correct.
So you need to have a license in order to actually view the Power BI report. Is that correct?
Yes, yes, that is correct.
Excellent. Very, very valid question, Linus. Thanks for the query.
Hi. Just a follow-up question. This is Linus, by the way.
Linus, yes. Hello.
So in order for us to access the reports center, we need to have the Jet Report license, right? In order for us to create the Power BI reports. And aside from that, so we can't create other Power BI reports outside of the report center. I mean, via Power BI desktop, right?
Yeah, you could.
So we can create
Just
reports directly from Power BI desktop. We don't need to do it from the report center. Is that correct?
yeah, you could.
Okay.
You could just by using Power BI desktop and report in a table format. You could create a Power BI dashboards using Jet as a data source.
So I
Okay.
believe also this question pertains to the number of licenses where you have viewers and designer license. So in practice, what we're saying here, you don't need a designer license to set up your Power BI report. I believe that is what Linus is referring to.
He's
Yes,
right.
exactly. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So you definitely need a viewer license, Linus, in order to actually access Jet reports. But since you're designing your own report within Power BI, then any user doesn't have to need a designer license. They just need to have a
Correct.
viewer license. Obviously, we
Correct.
are aware we need to balance cost against the value added. So definitely a very valid question. Thanks.
I have a separate question about Fabric. So
Yes.
with regards to Fabric, can we connect with other types of Fabric items? Like for example, we have data flows in Fabric and lake houses. Can we connect with either the lake house or the data flows connection?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. As of today, you can connect to not only a SQL endpoint, but also data flows and data lakes. No problem.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Very good. Next question. Okay, something which I believe this is of interest to many, many. So in the audit report, we were able to send automated emails as so a report, we send it automatically via email, right? That is
Yep.
the scheduling of reports still available in the report center?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No problem. Let me quickly show you how we can. I'm presenting now. Yeah. Uh, within Report Center, you can go to any report. For example, the business view that I just uploaded,
Mhm.
and schedule this report. Also,
Yes.
send it via email. There are different steps that you can fill in the recipient's subject, the message. Then you have the reports itself that you want to schedule, the periodicity or the schedule, the users that you want to share with that report, or group of users that you want to share with that or those particular reports. So yeah, the functionality is the same.
Okay. And also you can update the report without sending it, I'm assuming, right?
Yes, that is
So
right.
just
There's no need to send an email. Basically, a scheduled task. What we'll always do is to update, refresh a report. Optionally, you can send that via email.
okay. Just to also understand where this is coming from. Sometimes we have reports which are very, very data heavy. So obviously, like having scheduled automated updates is a very interesting, a very important feature.
Yeah.
Right. I believe I have last, well, just we're almost 10 minutes. to the end. So let me just drop another question. Once again, it is related to licenses. So do we need an extra connector to connect to Fabric?
Yeah, I
Yes,
can
you
answer that
need.
one.
Oh, go ahead, Dominic. Go ahead.
No, it's fine. So when Mario was sharing his screen, if you had a look, there were different connectors, BC, nav, etc. There was one for Fabric, so you would need an extra connector for that, which would be a universal connector.
Okay, very good. All right,
That is
so
right.
we need to be aware of this. Okay. So the extra connector is actually the universal one. Is that correct?
In this
Yes.
case, for Fabric, yes.
Right. No, because then out of that, if you click on other universal ones before, then you had a number of further options. So all those options fall within that same connector, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
So like you
It
had a
depends
normal, so
on
you
the
had like
drivers that
normal
you have.
SQL, for example, I
Oh,
believe.
yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
You notice that when I created the connection to Fabric, I basically use the drivers that I have, ODB and ODBC drivers that I have in this particular machine, right? So when I click configure, these are the drivers that you can use. As long as you have a driver, we don't care why with what data source you use the universal connector.
Okay. Very good. Okay. Any other questions from our audience? Okay, so maybe camera shy, so don't worry, you can
just a
just
quick
drop a
one,
question.
Steve.
Yes,
Steve,
Habib.
sorry,
Yes.
I have a support question. Just a quick one. To be clear, the universal connector, is it limited to a certain source, or it could literally connect to any source we want? We just need to name it.
Right? Any data source. It could be MySQL, Oracle, SQL, Access, Excel itself,
Regardless
any data source.
okay, all right. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Yep, no problem.
Maybe just to link to Habib, I believe the only pending one would be where you do not have an SQL of some sort and you have just an API. I believe that is where,
Okay.
right? So we're speaking about databases, right? In addition to
Mm-hmm.
Fabric. All right. And Excel and Access as well. So all those who actually are
Right.
still on Access. Very good. I believe that's all from our side. It has been a very, very interesting webinar. We have been like on the lookout for this for a number of months actually. Sort of like it's for many of us, it's let's say it's almost a dream come true sort of because we are finally seeing the power of jet reports literally in our pockets, when I say, because it is online.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, we have our laptops free from the heavy reporting. At the same time, though, we still have access to those crucial reports. So please, anyone over here who has any questions, kindly get in contact with our team, with our consultants. We're happy to help you out. We're happy to also make better use of Power BI and Jet reports. To date, the typical question was, which one should I go for? Is it Jet reports or Power BI? We're moving away from that question, and instead we are forcing ourselves. We are actually like asking ourselves to make good use of both tools rather than one or the other.
Correct.
It's all at the end of the day, we have all one aim, getting data out of our systems, so out of Fabric, Business Central, any other database, and transform it into meaningful data, out of which that will help us make better business decisions, more informed queries and answers. So thanks for this, Dominique and Mario. It's been a great pleasure. And thanks for Iman
you.
and the team for actually getting all of this set up to actually make it possible.
Thank you, Stephen. It's been an absolute
Yep.
pleasure, and you're a pleasure to work with.
Yeah, my
Thanks.
pleasure. Thank you for your time, and anytime reach out, we'll be there.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.